Hey guys, I've been trying to record this video for like the last 2 weeks, and just life has been getting hectic, busy, and I just decided I can't make excuses anymore, and I just needed to record this video because I feel like it's very important for those who follow me, for those who are in my collective. There is a message in this realization that I just had the other day. So I know I'm going to be listing this video as how to manifest your person, but also how to manifest money. And the reason why I don't want to dive too much into the manifesting of love, because I feel like that's such a deep topic, has so many layers, especially in healing. I'm just doing this off script. I'm just trying to figure out you guys are just going to get a piece of how my mind works and the way that I figure things out with my studies, with the synchronicities I have with the people that I follow on YouTube, teachers, people that, authors that I read on this topic specifically. And let's just get straight into it. So, how to manifest your person. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to do an experiment. I want you guys, either if you want to do it with me, you can, or you guys can stick around and see what happens after I do this. But I feel that they both have very similar, how do I say this? The experiment is, I think the way that I manifested my person is going to be the same way I'm able to manifest more money into my life. Okay, so I believe I found my husband. I'm pretty damn sure I did. So let's dive into that. We'll dissect things one thing at a time, because I know it's going to be a lot. I'm going to try my best, you guys, to explain. So please be patient with me, because the ADHD is strong within me. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna try to do this all right. So I believe that it's not this like manifesting your person. It's not just wishful thinking. It's not just about, if I feel good every day, I'm gonna manifest this person. I am a strong believer that there's just so much healing that goes into finding your person. For you to even be able to attract them into your life, you have to be in such a magnetic frequency within yourself, in love. Also passing many tests that the universe likes to throw at you. And this is from my own experience, guys. I'm not saying this is it. This is the only way to do it. I'm telling you what I experienced and what worked for me and what I went through before I found my guy. So my past experiences in love have always been people who never commit to me. Either they're cheaters, or the guy that was like, let's see how things go, and they never commit. So my lesson in that I had to learn in many years was I had to look at myself, especially with the cheating one, the last relationship I was in, was he just kept cheating on me. And eventually I'd ask myself, why do I keep attracting this person into my life, or this same lesson, different face? So it was commitment. So I asked myself one day, I said, do you commit to yourself? And I wasn't. At the time, I wasn't. I was pouring all my love, my heart, my energy, my money, my attention, everything to this person, to cater to this person, and I was abandoning myself. So that was just one of the lessons that I had to learn in love. So that was, the last relationship that I was in. Not committed, because he was cheating. But we had an agreement. We were in a relationship. Even though he wasn't loyal. And then after that, I started dating this guy. We were seeing each other for about 9 months. And again, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were seeing each other regularly. And I, every few months, I would be like, hey, what are we doing? What is this? What are we doing? And the same thing, it was non-committal, just let's see where it goes. And in that lesson, I had to learn to stand up for myself, to honor myself, and knowing that I not only deserve what I want, and what I wanted was to be in a committed relationship with a man. And he wasn't giving it to me. He was acting like my boyfriend, but refused to stamp a fucking title on me. And, you know, I think I got lost, and I think we tend to do this sometimes, where we get lost in the sauce of like, but why? Like, what am I, you know, trying to figure out why would all that doesn't matter when it's so obvious, it's so evident that this person doesn't want to give you what you want. You know, what one man won't do for you, another will. And one day I just woke up and I said, you know what? I'm not doing this with you anymore. And that was another lesson I had to learn. So I'm sharing all this because I feel like there's just so many layers when it comes to love. I don't feel like it's just wishful thinking or feeling good and then it happens. No, it's just you have to get through these stages as well, okay? Don't let these other YouTubers or like people lie to you saying like, you know, if you write it on a piece of paper and throw it in the fire, you're gonna know, bro. There's so much work that goes into it. And you want to know something else? Now that I found my person, there's still more work need to be done. Now he is mirroring me. So we're also healing each other. We're getting triggered by each other. So I'm saying all that to say this is that there's constantly this like learning, okay? Now, the way that I attracted, that I would say manifested my person into my life, this is the trick. This is the trick. So what I started to do was now, you guys don't have to do this. Do whatever you want. This is just my experience, okay? What I did was I got a dating app because for me, I'm a single parent. It's hard for me to kind of like go out, and I don't like drink and stuff like that. So it's like I don't want to go to a bar to meet somebody, and I just feel like meeting somebody at the bar usually it's just not for me. That's not how I want my story to be. So I got a dating app and I just started going out on dates. And I told myself, I said, you know what, Denise, just go with the intention of like just being myself and having fun. Like, not every person I get on a date with can be my potential person, okay? And kind of like make a game out of it, make it fun. You know, who's not gonna have fun, you know, being catered to and like, you know, having your dinner paid for, and you know, yeah, or it'd be a bad time, whatever, and you can laugh about it later on, right? So I just started doing that. I started going out on dates. A lot of red flags out there, a lot of weirdos, unfortunately. But I seriously just treated it like a game. I treated it like just some fun thing I got to do on my free time, you know? And I met a couple of people. Like, there was and that's the thing. So when you're in this energy, Spirit loves to throw tests at you to be like, are you healed from this yet? Would you like to repeat the same pattern? Would you like to date the same person? Let's see if she fails. So again, I met someone. He was great. I liked him so much. But another one, he didn't want a relationship. And even though I continued to hang out with him, I still had that internal, because I enjoyed, like, I really liked being his friend. And internally, I just enjoyed, you know, being in his presence. But I knew, like, I was in a different mindset and my heart wasn't set on, oh my gosh, I hope things work out with him. Because I knew that's not what he wanted. We weren't aligned, and that was totally okay. And I was totally okay with just being friends with him. So we hung out. So, you know, he didn't want the relationship. I told him I did. We had that understanding. All right. Then I met someone else that I thought was a potential. And things were great in the beginning. I was almost like, I think he might be it. Then we got on a date. Our last date, our final date, he had said something that just fucking screamed red flag. And I was just kind of sitting there like, okay, yeah, so, you know what we do, right, ladies? Like, I'm smiling, but I'm just like, nah, this is our last date. Oh my God, should I get one more? Should I get ice cream to go? So anyway, I felt like that was another test to say, are you gonna date the same person again? I'm showing you the red flag. Are you going to listen this time, Denise? And I did. So guess what? After that, I met my person. And it was like, it was crazy, guys. Everything felt, you know how I knew he's it for me? How grounded he was and how safe I felt with him. I didn't get, even though I was like, I think I found my fucking husband, I didn't get the jitters. I didn't get like that like nervous feeling or felt the need to impress him. I was just being myself, and we were just like connect. Like it's such a spiritual, and I can honestly say I've loved a lot in my life, but I've never felt this type of love in my life before, where I felt so grounded, so safe, and just like, it's so like I don't have to try. We just accept each other, and I don't feel like I question where I stand in his life. That's how I knew. I was like, this is it for me. So with that being said, you know, having that understanding that we're constantly growing, learning, we have our lessons, right? Having a detachment when it comes to finding your person. I feel like the more I committed to myself and put so much love into myself, and not just doing things for myself, like it could look different for everyone, whether it's getting massages, getting your nails done, your hair done, like taking yourself out on, I was taking myself out on weekly dates, and honestly I had so much fun, like just being in my presence and being alone, doing things that I loved alone, or no one's complaining about, I want to leave, or my son like, when are we going to be done, when are we going home? No, none of that. My time, me time. And I still do it now, even though me and my person are together. I haven't abandoned myself in that way. Doing things to focus more on creating a better life for myself, to becoming a better version of myself constantly. And he's so supportive in that. So I think when you just fall in love with yourself, and not only that, but fall so much more in love with the people that are already around you, your friends, your family, the people who choose you every single day. I feel like once you feel that love, you will never settle for any love less than that, because you know what, if you can't even give me the love that my own family and friends give me, if you can't even amount to that, like then I don't even want it. Like you can't even, like why would I even want you if you can't even do the basics, if you can't even do the bare minimum of loving me in the way that the people who love me yeah, so that's how I manifested my person. And now we are going through our things, you know, the mirroring, the triggering, it's very healing. It's not perfect, but it's very healing. And sorry, I had a brain fart, but the reason why I brought up how to manifest your person is, like I said, the experiment. I really want to dabble with this because, you know, I went to the seminar. If you guys ever heard of Aaron Dowdy, if not, go check him out. I went to a seminar like 2 years ago, I think. It was about 2 years ago. And we were doing an exercise. So Aaron Dowdy, he speaks a lot on like patterns from like childhood. The reasons why you may act the way you do, or the way that you go about your life, is because of patterns that you learn as a child, learned from your parents, and you take it into your adulthood. Then you wonder why is my life the way that it is? He teaches you that and much more. So honestly, I went to the seminar not for love. Actually, when I went to that seminar was when I was dealing with the guy I was dating for 9 months that never committed to me. And actually, there was a girl who stood up in front of the seminar who spoke on it. And honestly, that, like, when I came back from that trip and I heard what she said and what Aaron said to her, that's when I deaded it with the guy. Because I was like, I needed that confirmation to be like, no, he's not giving you what you want. We're not doing this. Like, you're not wasting any more time. So I went there because I had asked Aaron a question about how do I manifest more money if I'm a single parent, and like I work, like I had three jobs. And he had told me, I'll try to summarize it very short, is basically like would you be able to afford things if you were to quit the other jobs? And I said yes. But then I was trying to like, it was like I kept wanting to go back and forth with him, because I was like, yeah, but then I won't have as much money as I wanted. And he's like, yeah, but you'll be able to spend time with your son, have more time for yourself. And it's funny, this was a conversation we had 2 years ago, and it's finally hitting me now on what he was trying to say, or what he was trying to like get through to my head for me to understand. And so what happened was I went back to Miami. We were in Miami. I went back to where I live in Orlando at the time. And when I came back, I broke things off with that guy. I quit the other 2 jobs. Something happened. My job out of nowhere became extremely slow. Extremely slow. I couldn't pay my bills anymore. I already quit the other 2 jobs. And I remember thinking to myself, like, God damn it, Aaron, he made me quit my job. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I remember being like, oh my God, that's what I get for listening to this fucking guy. Of course he doesn't understand. He's rich and he has the money. You know, being human and just being in my head and being upset. And then, like, it got to the point where I lost my apartment. Imagine, I'm a single parent. I lost my apartment. Of course, I wasn't, like, on the street or anything. Thank God I have my mom. You know, she let us move in with her. But it's just so funny how the universe works, right? Sometimes we get so upset that things happen to us when the universe is actually working for us. So let me tell you what happened. So I lost the apartment. I'm upset. I'm just like... And you know what it was? I lost the apartment because I gave up. Because it was like, no matter what I did to try to... Sorry, my son's getting a facial. I just want to make sure I have enough time to get him. I forgot what I was saying. That's the ADHD brain. Oh my God, what was I saying? I originally went... Sorry, I got a text message. I originally went to the seminar because I wanted to ask Aaron that question about, you know, how do I get more money? And so now, my thing is, this is what I want to experiment with, okay? I'm excited for this. I want to make more money. You know what? I want to be honest with you guys and myself. I want to be fucking rich, okay? I'm tired of being broke, okay? I've lived broke my whole life. I feel like the moment I get money, it fucking disappears, okay? So I think that's the one thing a lot of people like are afraid to say sometimes, because, oh, how does that sound? Or if you grew up being told, like, you know, money's evil, or like, you know, you're greedy for saying that. But no, for me, it's the freedom. If I want to go to fucking Milan tomorrow, I want to be able to do that. If I want to take the day off because I'm not feeling well, or I have an energetic, you know, I just need to like recharge, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to go out to eat with my kid and not look at the damn how much the meal costs and like think about, you know, should I get this meal, or maybe I should get this one because it's cheaper, but I really want the one that's more expensive. It's the experience. It's to, you know, I don't want, the way that I look at life and the way that we work so hard stuck in this fucking matrix is, I don't want to be in this matrix where I feel like I have to work so, like all I do is waste my life working so hard to have bare minimum. I don't believe that we are not meant for that. We are meant for so much more. So I went to this seminar seeking that answer, and I felt like I still didn't get it because I didn't get it, you know? So now, after I've met, and you know what's crazy is this whole time I wasn't, even though I was going out on dates and stuff like that, I didn't have the intention of meeting my person. I honestly thought this was going to happen to me years from now. Like, I'll probably meet him when I'm like fucking 40 years old or something, when I'm established. Honestly, I thought when I had my money, when I had my wealth, my abundance, I thought that's when I would meet my person, honestly. So honestly, I was just grinding. I was just trying to figure out, how can I get this done? How can I live this, you know, the life that I truly want and deserve? And so, you know, 2 years later, I'm working, you know, I'm working at the spa. Yeah, I'm making good money, but I found myself, like, I've been getting panic attacks, like, almost once a week. And I'm talking about like really, like my hands do this thing where they cramp up like this, my face gets numb. You would think I was having a fucking seizure. But that's the type of panic attacks that I get. And I wasn't, at first I didn't realize like, why am I getting these panic attacks? Because I used to get them a lot when I was younger. Actually, when my stepbrother passed away, I used to get them a lot for like many weeks after his death. But I didn't feel like I was thinking of anything. I wasn't sad or anything like that. But I started checking in with myself. Every time I went into work, I just felt miserable. I felt energetically like depleted every time I left. Like I would cry when I would leave work. I would cry driving to work. I just was so unhappy because I knew I wasn't living the abundant life. And it wasn't even just about the money. It was just about, if I got to choose, and I had to ask myself, if I got to choose, how would I make money or just like help people? Because I do love what I do. I love helping people feel better. I'm a Reiki master. I obviously went to school for massage, all energy healing stuff. I'm a shaman. But I was struggling with how can I incorporate that in like being able to make a living, but also help people. But being in the spa, honestly, guys, they literally work you like you're a robot. Like sometimes no breaks. Like you have to speak up and be like, yo, can I get a break after massaging 6 people? Like, bro, I like to eat too. It's just not, I don't feel healing in there, not the way that I want to do things or heal people. So I was just very lost. And I was telling, my boyfriend at the time, I'm like, I feel like I need to do something. Like I can't do this anymore. Like I'm so unhappy. And again, I started watching my Aaron Dowdy videos again. I started watching Joe Dispenza, Danny Morel, like all the people that I look up to, and like I want to be like them. So I like to surround myself people who are doing the things that I want to do and listen to those people, because obviously they're doing something right. And it's funny, I've listened to them for so many years, but it finally hit me. And this is why I want to do the experiment. I'm finally getting to it. I promise. And I got time. My son's gonna be there like another 25 minutes. So this is the experiment, guys. This is what we're gonna do. So before I say that, I was watching Joe Dispenza, and oh my god, I forgot this guy's name. He's really good too. He does podcasts. He actually just did a podcast with Aaron the other day. But Joe Dispenza and this guy, oh my god, I wish I remembered his name. He was talking about, of course, he was talking about manifesting. And there was something that he said that I've always heard him say, but for some reason, it really struck me this time. Like, I felt like I finally heard what he was saying. He was talking about focusing on the feelings. And I remember, like, I used, like, one little pod, like a Bluetooth speaker thing for my phone, earbud, when I work. Because if I massage 6 people a day and I don't have something to listen to, I'm going to lose it. So I wear one, right? I have my hair covering it. I'm listening to it, and I hear him talk about, it has to do with the feeling. I took my finger, I paused it. I don't know what came, like, I felt like Spirit was like, did you not hear what he just said? Like, he's telling you what to do. And I started contemplating, and I thought to myself, every time I come to this job, I'm so miserable. And I felt Spirit asking me to, like, sometimes Spirit wants you to just talk to yourself. Like, you may sound crazy if people are watching, right? Like, if someone saw me right now recording and here in my car and like, who the fuck is she talking to? Sometimes you gotta ask yourself these questions. Then meditating. I feel like that's part of meditating. It's just spending that time to yourself to ask these questions. It's not always have to be in silence. You can literally just be talking to yourself to figure shit out. And I asked myself, Spirit was like, how do you feel every time you come into this place of work? And I was like, fucking miserable. So Spirit says, okay, what makes you feel amazing? What makes you light up? And I started going down the list. Whenever I do tarot, because I do tarot obviously on the channel, whenever I get a really good message, it's just like knowing that it'll, even if it just gets to one person and they understand it and it helps them, that's so satisfying to me. Painting. I love to paint. Every time I paint, I was just telling my boyfriend the other day, because we did a paint night together, like a date night, paint night. And I remember looking over to him. I was like, you know what's funny? Every time I paint, I always ask myself, why don't I do this more? Because I love it. I fucking love it. You know, just being outside, fitness. You know, I'm going down the list. And then Spirit was like, what if you spent more time doing those things? Because that's what's going to attract what you want to you. And I was like, oh my God. There's something also about, Spirit just butted in here. If I get channeled, it's coming through, guys. I don't care. You guys are getting it. There's something about commitment. And I'm getting reminded about when I was going out on those dates, there's something about that commitment where I told myself, I will not settle for a man who does this, that, and third. And Spirit is revealing now, or did, and it's just reminding me that the commitment of sticking to what you said initially. So if I tell myself, I hate this job, I don't want to do this anymore, I am abandoning myself by staying. That's me settling and forcing myself to stay in the same vibration, the same feelings. So why is my life not changing? Because I still feel the same way. You know what's funny? How simple it is, but we just make things so much harder. So this is how I'm going to experiment with this, guys. And if you guys want to do it with me, let's do it together. And we can check in on each other. And I will make videos weekly to let you guys know what's been going on. Because I really want to see if this works. The same way that I manifested my person, the same commitment, the same way I want to manifest more money into my life. So this is my plan. I work. Now, it's going to be different for everyone. If you guys want to try this with me, please. I'm not asking anyone to do anything drastic, like quit your whole job. Honestly, I feel like I felt it in my spirit. And you'll know. Then I knew God was telling me to move. And look at where I'm at now. I'm in a great place. But now I'm just in the next step in my evolution. So I'm not asking anyone to do anything crazy. I want you guys to kind of like dabble. Because that's what I'm going to be doing too. Because I also have to be realistic. Like, I'm in a good place now. I was planning to quit the job entirely and just hope that something falls on my lap. But you know what? I'm going to play with this. Instead of working 5 days a week, I asked myself, can I afford my bills in 3 days? If I work 3 days, like full days or whatever, would I be able to still pay my bills and have the rest of those days to myself to do what I want? The answer is yes. Okay? There's something that... Sorry, guys. I'm getting channeled. I felt like it left me. I'm sure it'll come back. Okay, so... that's the plan. And then on the other days, I'm going to focus solely on my purpose and the things that light me up. I'm going to spend a day painting. I'm going to spend a day working on my own business, on healing, on massage, which I really want to do. Sound healing, Reiki, shamanism, all the energies, all that stuff I want. That's how I want to make money. I'm going to focus on that. All the things that make me happy, I'm going to spend those days doing those things to bring me into that energy, to see if it brings and like opens up the door for me. I remember now with Spirit, because Spirit brought this up to me the other day, when I was thinking about making these steps, when I was trying to figure out what the experiment was going to be, when I asked, what if I just took 3 days, if I only work 3 days, that triggered me to the core. And I remember asking Spirit, I said, why does it bother me to work less? if I'm gonna have my needs paid for and my bills paid for and my son's needs, why do I feel this like, oh, but I need more money? And that's when it hit me. I was looking at money as my value. I hope I'm saying this in a way for you guys to understand. It's hard for me to explain. It triggered me because I'm going to try not to get emotional. I looked at money, and I didn't realize it until it hit me. The way that I looked at money and how people, like whenever I notice this, mainly, this happens when I get paid, I get so happy because I felt like I had value. But once my bills were paid, once I used the money and there was nothing, I felt so low about myself. And that was something that Spirit was trying to show me. Like, you look at money in the wrong way. You look at money like that's your value. Because you have more of it, you're a better person. Or you're more attractive. Or someone will want you more because you have all of this. When Spirit was trying to show me the true value of me, what you bring out into this world, the type of person that you are, the way that you love, those are valuable things, not material things. Not the fancy shades, not the nice expensive haircuts, not the tattoos, not the money you spend out at dinner to impress other people or to show people I got it. I never realized how low I thought about myself when it came to money. And then I got reminded, because I speak on this all the time, but it was like it still didn't click in my head. And there's so many people who have so much money and they're so depressed because that stuff really doesn't, like, it can bring you like joy, right? The freedom. But really what, just having more money doesn't make me a better person, is what I'm trying to say. And I was struggling with that. So I thought, if I do this exercise, if I do this experiment, I should say, it's going to test me. Because I'm not going to have enough money to do certain things. Or I might have to say no to certain things because I just don't have it at the moment. But it's that sacrifice, that commitment that I was talking about to myself, that what do you think weighs more in value? My happiness, doing the things that I love, things that bring me joy and to those around me and healing? Or money that comes and goes? That's just a piece of paper. How I'm gonna live the rest of my days? I am 36 years old. For the rest of my life, am I gonna continue to chase this while abandoning this? I get to choose now. And I'm so happy for the awareness and this journey that Spirit has brought me on, because I'm always learning something new. And I'm really excited to do it. I do still feel triggered though. I'm gonna be honest, guys, because I'm so used to having money. And this is gonna test me. But I feel like being in the joy of doing the things that I truly love is what's going to bring me that real happiness. And that will always outweigh anything in this world that's material. So whoever wants to do it with me, let's fucking go. I'm ready. I'm excited. I am a little nervous, but I know I'm not putting myself in harm's way or my kid of like losing my place or anything like that. But I will be having a lot less, but I will be gaining so much more at the same time.